إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. All praise and thanks belong to Allah. We praise Him. We seek His guidance and His forgiveness. We seek protection from Allah from the evil of our own selves and our own bad actions. Because whenever Allah guides, no one can misguide. Whenever Allah leads to go astray, no one can guide them correctly. I bear witness and testify that there is no deity, there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, alone without any partners, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was His servant and messenger. O mankind, know that your Lord created you from a male and a female, created from many nations and many tribes, many ethnicities, many races, many nationalities, that you may get to know one another. The best amongst you, in the sight of God, are those who knows God consciousness. O you believe, fear Allah and don't die except in a state of full submission to Him. O you believe, fear Allah and always speak the truth, that He may improve your affairs, that He may forgive your sins, and whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger has surely already attained a great success. And that's what follows. Young people are more likely to be naive, gullible, idealistic, unrealistic, self-centered, but that also means they're more likely to be open to learning, changing, developing, growing. It's all perspective. It's untapped potential, young people. They are untapped potential. We talk about them all the time like they're the problem. But also, they have the potential to be part of the solution. Understand that there are many different personalities. Do your best as parents to respect their differences and know that they are different. Support their dreams as best as you can, as long as it's halal. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ never said, why did you do that, or why did you not do that? I know many of you are thinking this is overly idealistic and this doesn't work. There have to be rules. The parents have to lay down the law. Parents have to be in control. They're different, but you can't let them do whatever they want. I agree. Your job is to set rules and be disciplinarians, for sure. But are we balanced? That's the question. There are different types of parenting. Power and control parenting. Coming down hard on your kids. There are others that are more permissive or uninvolved in their parenting. And naturally what happens is these parents see these parents, it makes them want to go the other way. And these parents see these parents, it makes them go the other way. Some cultures, they see a lot of us, our parents from other countries, where they feel that we're too tough on our kids, that we don't let them breathe or enjoy themselves, or pursue their own individuality, so they become even more permissive. They expand any rules that are already in place, or decide that maybe the parents' role isn't to tell them what to do in the slightest, to have any rules. And then these parents see these parents and be like, I don't want my kid to be like that, where anything goes. They're going to grow up, they'll resent me if I don't come down hard on them. They'll resent me if I teach them that there are no rules in life, because there are. And if I don't give them that guidance, it won't work out in the long term. My job isn't to be their best friend, rather than tell them what to do. But those parents sometimes come up with a set of rules, come down hard on every kid. Custom-made, not custom-made rules. Same set of rules, applied on everybody. No excuses, no exceptions, no permissibility, no negotiation, no communication, no give or take. And in fact, both those are both extremes. One is more common among the immigrant American Muslim community, or immigrants generally. You might see Indian parents that are Hindu, they're not Muslim. Parents from other Asian countries that are Buddhist or Hindu or not Muslim or so on. And you might see that the immigrants in the US, they're very similar to our parents in many ways. So part of it being immigrants to America, it's natural, it's understandable. A lot of other cultures, like white culture, might have different view on parenting. We're generalizing millions of people, of course. But these are two extremes in these types of parenting, and they only push each other to other extremes. We're trying to go for a balance. Of course, easier said than done. Your role isn't to just drop them at school to make sure that they're doing well in school. Drop them at school and ask them about their grades. There's more to it in terms of parenting. Drop them off at Sunday school and ask them what they learned. It's not enough. Your role isn't also, your role isn't also to be their best friend necessarily. I'm not saying you can't be friends with your kids. Hopefully they love you, they love spending time with you. They might or not. But to be their best friend, a best friend is someone who is there to most of the time just enjoy the company, and sometimes they might give you some advice. But if a friend gives another friend too much advice, all the times that relationship won't work. So it's a different relationship. Your parents, your job is to give them advice whether they want to hear it or not. Tough love sometimes, which is rare among friends and rare among parents too. But your role isn't to be their best friend. Your role also isn't to come up with a set of rules and just put them in a box. But a lot of our cultures have that. A lot of our parents, we were taught that a good kid is one who blindly obeys and just follows all the rules blindly. But the reality is that at a certain age, you have to be able to think for yourself. So that wasn't the best training. Even if all the rules were good. And sometimes one or two of the rules didn't necessarily apply to that kid in that time, in that place. But of course, parents have the best intentions, no doubt. So what is your role then? If it's not to drop them off at school and pick them up and ask about their grades only, or just to be their best friend, or to make a set of rules and just put them in a box. So if none of these is the right way to go, then what is it? What is the role of a parent? To communicate, to support, to guide, to lead. It's right down the middle. You allow them to do whatever and say, we're best friends, you can do whatever you want, you're perfect just the way you are, do whatever makes you happy, I love you just the way you're, it sounds good on paper, but they could end up growing up and resenting you because they missed out on certain things they need to learn. You miss out on the fact that you're supposed to, part of your goal is, and part of your job is to teach them how the world really works. And the world is rough, the world is tough, and many times unforgiving. There's a lack of mercy many times, lack of compassion and generosity, and outside of your parents' home, it's possible that nobody on the planet cares about you except your parents, and a few others. So a parent can't be completely oblivious to that, or allow the kids to grow up oblivious to that. Right? They need some tough love so that they can grow up and be able to function in society. To communicate, to support, to guide, to lead, throw down the middle. To guide them, not to come down on them with a hammer on their head in order to allow them to do whatever they want. There's a number of people in the Quran that are especially, their stories are especially saved for us because of their exceptional skills or talent or exceptional role as a father and as a mother, as parents. A number of figures in the Quran are considered the top fathers in history. One of them is Luqman, alayhi salam, who may not have been a prophet, but he has a story in the Quran and a chapter in that chapter. It's one of the greatest men who've ever lived. And Allah specifically talks to us about his righteousness and so on, his wisdom dealing with people and advising people, and especially his relationship with his son. Others are Yaqub, who had 12 kids. And notice 10 of them tried to murder the 11th. Yusuf alayhi salam, his brothers tried to kill him. The father was not only among the prophets, he was an excellent father, by definition. He was among the people that Allah talks about in the Quran, and in multiple cases the Quran talks about him and his relationship with his kids. He's an excellent father. But 10 of them tried to murder the 11th. There's a lesson in that, many lessons. One, if your kids come out to make major mistakes, murdering their own brother, I don't know how, does it get worse than that? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to do good as a father or a mother. Yes? If you're a mother, and your kids came up with some major issues, they had major problems, they made major mistakes, they committed major sins, it doesn't necessarily mean that you weren't an excellent mother or father, not necessarily. There are parents that will literally give the kid a bottle at 12 years old in prison to drink alcohol. That's different. You're responsible for Allah for sure. But if a kid comes out to do something that you told them all their life that's wrong and why it's wrong, and you never did it in front of them, you never encouraged them to do it, and you put them in environments and around friends that don't do that, and then they went off to do it, that's not your fault. Again, one of the greatest fathers in human history. Among the 25 prophets, the 100,000 prophets mentioned in the Quran, 25 of them, 2 or 3 of them specifically were mentioned because of their role as a father. Others are mentioned for other reasons. The prophets are mentioned in the Quran for their different strengths and different, they all had different characters, but they had specific strength and character, right? Some were known for being especially grateful, others being especially patient, others being especially courageous, etc. A number of them were mentioned for the great fathers. One was Yaqub alayhi salam, 10 of his sons tried to kill the 11th. So if your kid is struggling with major issues and it's not your fault, it's alright. You're not necessarily responsible for Allah. If you encourage them to do the opposite, they don't listen. It's not necessarily your fault. Especially at a certain age, if they're adults and they grow up and they mature, it's not on you. All the good deeds they do, you get the good deeds for that. The sins that they do, that's between them and Allah. I think that makes sense. But anyways, among them is Luqman. Among them is Ibrahim. They had two sons. We love them both. And how he raised them, and how he sacrificed them, how many years he spent praying for kids, and how he took care of them, and he almost had to kill them. You know the struggle. Stories that encourage you to look into, from that perspective of being a father and being a mother. Luqman for today. What he said, but also how he said it. Listen to this. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Excuse me. يا بني إنها إن تك مثقال حبة من خردل فتكن في صخرة أو في السماوات أو في الأرض يأتي بها الله إن الله لطيف خبير. Man said, "Oh my dear beloved son, not my son, yeah, Bunay, my dear beloved son, please, I implore you to listen to me. I have great advice for you. I really humbly hope you accept it." It's like that. Yeah, Bunay. Even if a deed were the weight of a mustard seed is like one of the small seeds, tiny little thing. Imagine a dot. Imagine a period in a sentence. If a good deed were that small, it was hidden in a rock, or in the heavens, or in the earth, or in the oceans, and the seas, and right? You know, a rock, there's a seed on it, and the rock is like at nighttime, and a wave comes overhead, like something impossible to see, basically, right? There's a cockroach on the beach at night, I didn't see it in the sand. Even then, Allah will bring it forth. What is he saying? Using an analogy, what is he saying? That even a tiny mustard seed, dark time, there's a wave, there's a rock, you can't see this little seed, it's in the middle of, even that, Allah knows it. Allah knows all, sees all, hears all, and everything will count. Your good deeds and bad deeds, no matter how small, no matter how visible, no matter how hidden, Allah's telling the Son, Allah will bring it forth. Because on the day of judgment, it will count. Your good deeds will be brought forth, your bad deeds. Your own eyes, ears, mouth, nose, hands, feet will testify for or against you. There's no running away on that day. Of course, that's scary, but remember that if you commit all the sins, you can ask Allah sincerely for forgiveness, He will forgive you. So these are sins that Allah did not forgive you for. You make sincere tawbah, they come forth on the day of judgment. No matter how big or good the good deeds are, no matter how big or good the bad deeds are, they'll come forward. What is the bad? That's the first of a number of pieces of advice. What is the man trying to instill in the son? Oh my dear son, no matter how small of this deed, Allah will bring it forth. What are you trying to say? Have what? Taqwa of Allah. Fear of Allah, be cognizant of Allah. We usually translate taqwa of Allah as fear of Allah, but it's really a lot more than that. Right? Minimum, it's love, hope, and fear. Taqwa of Allah. It's God consciousness, being aware of Allah. Where you know that He's seeing, hearing, He's with you, He's above the heavens, but He's with us in His knowledge and His wisdom. At all times. When you're in the masjid, naturally you act a type of way. Outside the masjid, you act differently. But it's not really logical. Because Allah knows what you're doing in the masjid, He also knows what you're doing at home, and at school, and in the classroom, and in the hallway. Your parents are there, your parents are not there. Allah knows what's happening. He's telling His son, know that this small deed is going to come forward. He's also saying, without saying it, that I'm going to die one day. He's a father to his son. Usually, the parent dies before the kid. He's saying, I'm going to die one day, but Allah is always going to be there. Right? If he told them instead, his advice was, listen son, these are the rules of my household. You're living under my rules, these are my rules. I'm saying that's wrong. You can do that. There are rules, of course. If he said that, naturally a kid goes up with, alright, well, wait till I turn 18, right? Or wait till I turn 18. Alright, well, you think, alright, well, I'm going to get my own apartment. Make sense? It's the wrong, that tension is unnecessary. He's saying Allah is watching at all times. It's not about the parent necessarily. The parents will also connect the kid to Allah. يا بني أقم الصلاة وأمر بالمعروف وانه عن المنكر واصبر على ما أصابك إن ذلك من عزم الأمور. First, be conscious of Allah. Be cognizant of Allah. Love Allah. Fear Allah. Because Allah has hellfire, created punishment for those who earn it. And put your hope and trust in Allah. Even if I'm not there as a parent, Allah's always there. Number two, establish the prayer. He didn't just say pray, but after the salah, establish the prayer. That also means bring other people to prayer, right? Let people know what time it is. If it's necessary, there's a place in the masjid, go to the masjid. Includes all of the above. Come to the prayer, bring people to the prayer. Establish prayer. Allah, and that's prayer. Encourage what is good and forbid what is evil, which is basically everything else. He's trying to be short, there's also another lesson. It's literally 3 ayahs of his advice to his kid. You think he couldn't come up, this is one of the wisest men in human history. You think he couldn't have come up with books, or a book of 100 rules or 500 rules for his son? Of course he can. At the top of his head, he could have learned, he could have come up with 20 pieces of advice. He came up with 3 ayahs. Or it's Allah's words, 3 ayahs. He came up with a few pieces of advice. So he had to keep it concise. How long is the kid going to listen to? So he made sure that they were the most important things. He prioritized. Rather than come up with a little bit of small rules on every little thing, so the kid feels they can't breathe. He gave them a few rules, but they're the biggest. And this one, encourage what is good, forbid what is evil. If the kid internalizes it and accepts it and tries, it's going to set him up for a whole lifetime of constantly learning how you're going to encourage good and forbid evil if you don't know what Allah wants or what Allah doesn't want. So it's implied, you got to study the deen and understanding society. How you encourage people and advise people if you don't know what people are going through. So in this 3-4 words of encourage good and forbid evil, so Allah, prayer, and encourage good and forbid evil, He's saying, take life seriously. You're going to die one day. In the meantime, help people who are struggling, learn the deen, apply it, understand their problems. He said all that in 3-4 words. And it's one of the maxims and one of the principles of our faith, and one of the biggest pillars of our faith. Encouraging good, forbidding evil. And I guess all over the world we know bad examples of people that go out there and harass people and insult them. I'm not going to mention countries and cultures, but people that are very aggressive and violent even, and they think that they're encouraging good and forbidding evil. But look at the wording, encourage good, forbid evil. Like, it's a beautiful thing that's at times abused, right? You should take your ego out of it and focus on the person that needs help rather than, again, coming down on their heads. But he's saying, pray, encourage good, forbid evil. So be at the service of society. We'll make you a leader, but focus on service, focus on their problems and issues and help and advise them. And be polite and respectful and kind, or else no one's going to listen to you. He doesn't say all of it, it's implied. He said, oh my dear son, I have some advice for you. You think he's going to tell them, now go talk to people and tell them, what do you know? You don't know this ayah, you ever heard the hadith? What, you didn't tell them, what, you don't go to the mosque, what's wrong with you? It's not the way to do it. And endure patiently whatever befalls you. He basically outlined the whole path. Remember, Allah's always there, even when the parents are not. Right? Make sure you pray. That's the second pillar. Those are the first two. Allah and Salah. That's your relation with Allah. And then in terms of your relation with people, be at the service of others. Encourage good, forbid evil, help people with whatever the issues they are. And then you're on that's lifelong. You're never going to solve everyone's problems. You're ever going to be done with ever done with da'wah, ever done with social justice, ever done with Islamic work. It's impossible, right? So on that path, be patient whatever befalls you. And essentially his advice goes back to Surah Asr as well. Even though he might not have known Surah Asr because that was revealed to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is before Muhammad. But essentially his advice is pretty much in line with Surah Asr, which is Allah's advice to us. Take time seriously, right? And tells you to be patient upon the path of encouraging people to do good. Endure patiently whatever befalls you. Because why? If you're actively trying to help people with society with their issues, some will be grateful, some will not. Some will insult you, attack you, some will lie to you or lie about you. People will start talking about you. It's not easy. Right? Be patient with it, because that is the right path. And it's a lifelong path. When you do this, Allah will be pleased with you. Don't worry if the people like you or don't like you. Again, he didn't say any of this. It's all implied. Very few words he said. May Allah make us role model parents. May Allah make us parents that Allah is pleased with and give us kids and descendants that Allah is pleased with as well. I'll make the parents proud. Surely this is the result to aspire to. Oh my dear son, focus on Allah, be aware of Allah, establish prayer, encourage good, forbid evil, combat evil, or be a force for good in society. Be patient upon that path, and that is the result to aspire to. We're saying it doesn't get better than this. That's the highest thing. You try your best. You're not gonna ever reach. Our deen and Islam is like a very low. The floor is very low. To become Muslim, I believe that there's God and all the prophets, and I'll try my best. Essentially, that's the shahada. But the ceiling, the prophets, will never be that good. The ceiling is infinite. So that is a result to aspire to. Try your best. You always get better. Never think you're all the way there. You've accomplished everything. No matter what people say. You're the imam of the city, imam of the country. You're the best person on the planet. You're not like a prophet. So you'll never know you're the best. If you think you're the best, then you're probably not. So this is a result to aspire to. Beautiful. ولا تصغر خدك للناس ولا تمشي في الأرض مرحا إن الله لا يحب كل مختال فخور. And do not turn your nose up at people. Do not look down on people. Do not look down your nose at people. Nor walk pridefully upon the earth. Surely Allah does not like whoever is arrogant and boastful. Put Allah first. Establish your prayer. Be a force for good in society and be patient with what happens on that journey. This is the result to aspire to. And while you're on that path also, you're on the right path. Well, you're not guaranteed heaven no matter what you're doing, but that is the path. But while you're on that path, make sure you don't fall into what Shaitan's going to get you to do. Shaitan can't get you to stop praying, stop fasting, stop encouraging others to pray and fast and do good. Someone who prays all the prayers, talk to Shaitan and tell them, prayer is not really required. Like, every Muslim knows it's required. If you tell you prayer is not important, that's hard. Like, even if you don't know all the ayahs and hadiths on prayer, every Muslim knows it's important, even if you don't pray. What's Shaitan going to do? Maybe get you to go pray late, or get you to not focus on the prayer. Let's say you're focusing on your prayers, you take it seriously, you encourage others. There's levels. Shaitan will get you to be like, man, you're praying all your prayers on time, and look at the people behind you, brought them to the masjid. What's he going to do? You're better than them. See? Shaitan will either get you not to pray, or if you're praying consistently, he'll get you to think you're better than others who don't pray. Shaitan wants to get you all different ways, so you got to be constantly on guard. Don't look down your nose on people. If you're doing all the good things outwardly, praying, fasting, charity, billions of dollars, blah, 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 but you think you're better than those who aren't doing that, Shaitan got you. Like,
you're in big trouble. Right? The person who has a hadith says you have an ounce of arrogance in your heart, you don't smell Jannah. Like you're far from Jannah. You're lucky to go there maybe at the end of the sentence in hellfire. And Allah protect us. So do not be prideful. Don't walk in a type of way and look down on other people and think you're better. You might be on the right path, but also it's not over. It's not over until it's over. As long as you're still alive, someone can get you to either do the outward good deeds, but inside your heart is corrupt, or it can get you where you're on the path today, but you're not on the path tomorrow. Someone can get in the masjid today and be drinking tomorrow. And in America, it's not even a crazy story. It's not even super uncommon. Or someone drinking today, praying tomorrow. On social media, I've seen it hundreds of times in just the last 2 years. How many people are drinking today and praying tomorrow? So it's not over. As long as you're alive, it's not over. Arrogance actually makes no sense whatsoever. It would only be logical to look down on others if what you're doing today, assuming it's all accepted by Allah, which you don't, not guaranteed, you're going to die upon that, and the other person's going to die the way you are, and then you already know how Allah's going to judge you. Like, you're assuming a lot. It's bad assumptions. Arrogance makes no sense whatsoever. May Allah protect us from arrogance. Luqman's advice is, there's one more piece to it. واقصد في مشيك واغضض من صوتك إن أنت لصوتك صوت حمير. It's continuation of the other ayah. So he said, don't look down your nose on people, don't walk pridefully, don't think you're better than others. Also, be humble in the way you walk, and your voice don't raise it and talk down on other people. He said the worst, if you're like constantly arguing and fighting and putting down people and yelling at people and being rude and cursing at people, it's like a donkey. Donkey makes noise all day, every day. Loud, ugly noise. But no one likes that noise, doesn't benefit the donkey, doesn't do anything. Don't be like that. Don't think because you're louder than others makes you right. You're arguing more, therefore you're smarter. You're yelling at people, therefore you're better than them. Allah's happy with you. No, it's not. Don't think about the donkey, yelling all the time. Don't be like that. It's a very strong analogy. A donkey is not a good metaphor, I think, in any culture. Could be wrong. May Allah protect us from speaking, arguing, fighting, etc. That's not pleasing to Allah. Allah protect us. May Allah increase us in elegance in our character, in our good deeds. قولوا قولي هذا أستغفر الله لكم وأستغفر المستقيم. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For those who came late, talking about parenting. Now, I'm not a parent yet, so I just do my best to give the advice I can, and I understand that theory and practice are two different things. Be patient with me. But essentially, there's a balance in parenting. Easier said than done. There are extreme types of parenting, thinking that your job is to come up with rules, and like a robot, that kid is going to follow them perfectly to the letter, and all the kids the same rules. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. Even if the rules are all perfect, and you're human beings, so they're probably not all perfect. Other extreme though, and these parents see each other, and they just like, I don't want to be that parent. Other parent, you do you, just be yourself, and tell the kid, you're perfect just the way you are, whatever makes you happy. These things might sound good on paper, but it's not good advice. Whatever makes you happy. What if something hurts, what if something feels good today and it hurts you in the long term? What if it makes you feel good and it hurts those around you? It's not the best advice. Both types of kids might grow up to resent their parents. I don't want to say hate, but they might grow up to have a bad feeling towards their parents. One, because you didn't give me guidance. You told me everything is fine, but when you grow up like as an adult, you need to be able to manage the world, go to manage and navigate the world. So you need guidance. That's the job of the parents. And it's tough love. Kid, if you go that way, then you should go that way. You have to give instructions, yes. And rules, yes. Other kid grows up, hey, my parents told me, everything's good. Other parent will grow up and other kid might grow up to resent their parents because all these rules, like they felt that they couldn't pursue their passions and their dreams, and they couldn't do something they enjoyed, and they couldn't figure out what their strengths are, why Allah has them on this earth. Treat them like a robot versus a human being. Both of them might grow up to resent their parents, so they're not protect us from that, but I know it's tough. I don't want to end on bad news, but I do have something I think I have to share. It is unfortunately negative, but so we'll try to use this and take it and try to be counter-examples to this. But for over 10 years now, I've worked with thousands of Muslim families, a number of masajid in different cities, in the US and other countries, but thousands of parents in the US, similar cities to Omaha, other cities, thousands and thousands of Muslim parents that go to the masjid, they're not too different from you, similar jobs and careers, similar countries, kids of similar ages, thousands of families, 10 plus years, and a number of masajid. And I really do believe, and I hope I'm wrong about this, but 90% or more of those parents and kids, they're not talking. Those parents and kids are not talking. I'm not saying they don't agree on everything, because that will never happen. No two people in history will ever agree, let alone a parent and a kid from a different country, a different upbringing, a different culture. I'm not saying they don't agree on everything, or they don't agree on a lot of things. Let's leave agreeing. So they're not even talking, they're not even communicating. How do I know this? Because I talk to thousands of kids and I talk to thousands of parents. The parents are talking to me, the kids are talking to me, and they're in two different worlds. They're not in two different cities, they're not in two different phases in their life, that's natural. Of course they're gonna put maybe they have different priorities. One is 20, one is 40, or one is 10, one is 45. But they're in two different worlds. I can give examples, but I ran out of time. But if you could take away one thing from this, when your kids come home from school, you have to ask them about their grades and what they did in school, and then if their grades are not good, you gotta tell them, listen, it's not acceptable, we have standards in our family. I agree with all of that. And my parents have high standards, I try to keep up with them, and inshallah my kids will have the rules, no doubt. But maybe just once, when they come home from school, once a month, once a week, as often as you can, don't bring up the same question you brought up the last 1,000 days they came from school, just change it up a little bit. Just be like, what do you like to do for fun? If you don't already know. If you know, you know. Good. Some parents might not know what their favorite hobby is, because they might have changed. Maybe last year in 3rd grade, now they're in 4th grade. It's a different show or movie, a different anime, a different figure, a different character, a different superhero, a different game, a different video game. Just ask them, what do you do for fun? Or what do you like to do? Like, what are you into? What are all their friends? And just make it like a friendly thing. And if they act weird towards you, you know what? Because maybe it's your first time doing that. That's on you, to be honest. Try again, inshallah. Just try to talk to your kids, try to listen to them. I'm not saying try to hear them, you don't have to listen to them. You don't have to do what they tell you to do. Kids, the job, there's a lot more to be said, but of course you're the parents and your job is to create the rules, and they don't need to follow you, they need to follow you, you need to follow them. I'm just encouraging you to just lend an ear, listen to them, so when you give them advice, it fits them better. Because I've heard parents and kids talk to me, and the parent told me what they want me to do, what message they want me to get to the kids. Kids are telling me what they're dealing with, and they're two different planets, and Allah protect us from that. Just try your best, that's all. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم في العالمين انك حميد مجيد. اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين وعلى الدين. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا الا غفرته. اللهم ارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه. ارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار. Allah forgive us our sins, have mercy on us, protect us. Grant us the best in this life and the best in the hereafter. Protect us from hellfire. Allah make us the best parents, the best mothers, the best fathers possible. And grant us kids that can make us proud. Give us a good lineage, a good legacy that's pleasing to you. Allah make us sincere ambassadors of Islam Muslims in this country and all over the world. In our hearts, allow us to overcome any preconceived notions, any racism, any stereotypes, any spiritual diseases. Grant us peace and justice in our times. قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله. وأقيموا الصلاة. إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر وذكر الله